Stephen Sharif, the creative director of Ashes of Creation, has said many times that the UI is going to be fully customizable. However, we haven't really been told exactly what that means in practice. So in this video, I'm going to be looking at some of the things the Ashes community would like, as well as my own thoughts on the matter, and taking some inspiration from one of the World of Warcraft add-ons, ElvUI. For those who don't know, ElvUI is a UI replacement add-on, which allows you to completely customize the UI, and it has a metric ton of options to choose from. However, before I dive fully into this add-on and what it can do, let's look at some of the things that the community members would like to see in the UI customization. I posted to the Ashes Reddit and forums asking what people would like in terms of UI customization. The most common response, rather predictably, is people's desire to be able to resize, move, and hide different individual UI elements based on their individual needs. Quite a few people used Final Fantasy XIV and Star Wars Galaxies as examples of good customizable UIs, and I can pretty much agree with that. However, I would argue that just being able to move, resize, and hide certain UI elements should be the bare minimum that is offered as a standard in most MMORPGs. In my opinion, if Ashes of Creation intends to have a truly customizable UI, they need to go a step further. They need to go beyond this bare minimum of just being able to move the elements around. One of the most important things, in my opinion, is the ability to change the font, the size, and the color of all the different text in the UI. This is vital for anybody who is, for example, colorblind or has another condition that makes it hard for them to distinguish different colors on different backgrounds, and it just makes it a whole lot easier for everybody to be included in the game. I would hope that Intrepid really nailed down this function and allow you to customize the fonts and the text in the UI. One of the biggest issues I have with a lot of MMORPG UIs is information overload. What I mean by this is that they just throw all the information at you, including a ton of information that you simply don't need. The problem with this is that often you get so much information that you can't tell what is important, and you have to really search hard to pick out those little pieces that are really, really important for your gameplay. In a combat situation, this is very, very hard to do. For example, let's take a look at this gameplay from Final Fantasy XIV. There is a ton of information here which is simply not needed, in my opinion. I don't need to know what spells my teammates are casting. I don't need to know how much MP they have. And I certainly don't need to know what buffs they're getting outside a few very specific niche situations. All this information is completely worthless to me, and I'd rather not see it at all. World of Warcraft is even worse for this because of the sheer amount of passive procs that are in the game. A lot of these procs don't actually affect your gameplay in any way. You can't control them, they don't add anything, they don't force you to make any changes to your gameplay. They're just there, they just happen. So why do you need to see them? What they tend to do, as I've said, is they distract you from the gameplay and what you're doing and make it a lot harder to pull the vital information that you actually need out of the UI. ElvUI has a lovely function to deal with this, which is buff and debuff filters. This allows you to fully customize the alerts, the icons, the timers, etc. that you see pop up, so you only see the information that you really, really want. This to me is a complete game changer, and it's something that I really hope that more MMORPG developers will put in as standard in their UI. Some of the community members wanted the ability to save different presets for different situations or different classes, and also be able to transfer those preset layouts to alt characters. And yeah, I completely agree and completely understand this point of view. In WoW, when I was raiding, I would have completely different UI layouts for small group healing, raid healing, tanking, or DPSing. ElvUI made this super easy because you could just set these all up in advance and then with a single click of a button, change the layout to whatever you needed on the fly. While we're on the topic of exporting and importing presets to different characters, one quality of life feature I would like to see on top of this is the ability to share your UI presets with other people. It's a small thing, it's not really necessary, but it is a quality of life change that I think a lot of players would appreciate. In my opinion, ElvUI is the undisputed gold standard when it comes to UI customization, and I really hope that Intrepid and pretty much every other developer can take a look at it and really take inspiration for what it's offering. But I'm curious to see what you think on this topic, so put a comment down below about it, and also any games that you thought that were really good in terms of UI customization. So that pretty much wraps up this video. Thanks so much to everybody who replied to the Reddit post or the forum post with their opinions. I loved reading all of your comments on this topic, and it's really helped me out to make this video. Just so you know, I have actually started streaming again on Twitch with Ashes related content. So if you want to get more involved and go do some more discussions, look out for that on my Twitch stream. Links down below for that. Until then, have a fantastic day, everybody, and I will see you next time.